everybody to week 4 of the regular season of the Reddit League. I'm Zatomo, and I'm joined as always by my co-host Calamity. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, we've got another exciting Division 1 matchup this week with our runner-up from last season, Raidman Mucha taking on Kevin Kroner. We've seen quite a few videos from Kevin so far, Calamity, but he's yet to really been able to put up too much of a fight. I think he got a draw is about as best he's been able to do so far.
Yeah, he's had a good game. I think it was in week 3 and it's been so long. What did we play in week 3? Belgium. Yeah, he had a good game in Belgium and a rough start with the first 2 games of the season. But since then he's caught up a bit. Had one good performance in there. So we'll have to see if he can keep that going. Because it's obviously going to be difficult to get a win against Raidman, but as long as he can maybe put himself towards the bonus point for finishing in the top 50%, I think if he achieves that, he should be happy about it.
Indeed. So we'll take a look at the stats between these two players here. Kevin Kroner averaging 18,860 points, Raidman 24,317. Best games are pretty close. I think they both came in Belgium,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. But Raidman with quite the higher number of aces there, 4 to 10. Kevin Kroner is currently sitting in 10th place with only 2 points, while Raidman, probably not where he wants to be either, though, Calamity, 6th place with only 7 points. He's got one of everything. He's going for a bit of a collection here.
Yeah, the position isn't ideal for him yet, but points-wise, he's not too far off from the top, which is the thing that counts at the moment, in the first half of the season. And he'll try his best to move a bit further up in the table in the following weeks. But I think he had a pretty rough start as well in terms of who he had to play against. So if he's got some more, I say more easier, none of the opponents are going to be easy, but some easier games to come up. So he'll probably be in it fighting for promotion again towards the end of the season.
Okay,
And not promotion, playoffs, sorry.
Well, let's take a look at the map they'll be facing off on. It is the AI-made world map by Mr. American Mike. Average score of just over 10,000. Over 10,000 locations as well. Played 22,000 times with 509 likes. Yeah, so an AI-made map here, which means countries with more surface area are favored. So expect some lovely Brazil, America, Russian guesses, hopefully mixed in here. So, Calamity, who are you favoring in this one? Probably got to go with Raidman pretty much.
You got to favor Raidman. I do think that Kevin can get to a draw depending on the locations of the map. But we'll have to see. I doubt that he'll be able to pull off a win.
Yeah, well, let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can at least earn himself a bonus point as we jump into round number 1 here. And this certainly does, in fact, look like a Brazil round to start us off with.
Yeah, rural Brazil, far away from any clues.
And they will both head in the same direction, at least. Heading east. Seems to be a very popular direction to travel.
I thought the same thing. We've seen now 4 players attempt this round. They've all traveled east.
Is there any way that you decide which way to travel, Calamity?
Yes, but it's mostly gut feeling. There are some countries where you can gather a general direction that is more likely to get you to where you want to be. For example, Kyrgyzstan was such a country, Lesotho as well, where the coverage is so limited that usually traveling one direction can be more beneficial than traveling the other. Lesotho, for example, generally traveling north is going to be better than traveling south, just because it leads you into the direction of the capital or other bigger cities around the capital.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, in a country like Brazil, it's usually just gut feeling. Look at, can you maybe spot a town on the horizon, or if you're somewhere in a desert, can you maybe spot some signs of life anywhere and then try and move that direction?
Indeed. Well, yeah, they've both seen a few signs so far, but nothing too helpful.
Yep.
Just some Portuguese, which will confirm the country for them.
if they didn't know already, which I assume they already did.
Yeah, but Raidman will find a very nice sign here, giving him the state, some cities, distances, as well as a road number. That's the trifecta, Calamity.
Yep, doesn't really get much better than that in Brazil. And he's actually just gone over into Mato Grosso, I think, which is not exactly what he wants to do. I hope you'll realize that soon enough.
There you go. Maybe. Nope. There we go. And then he realizes that.
Yeah, he's seen Villena, which is by far the easiest to spot out of the ones on that sign. And there's Colorado. Do Oeste. The Colorado of the East in Brazil.
Yeah. At least he didn't put us in the American state of Colorado. That would have been a big mistake.
Oh, Oeste is west, not east.
Yeah, the Colorado of the West. Is that what you meant to say, or?
No, the town is called Colorado do Oeste. And
okay.
it's languages like Portuguese and French is the exact same thing. They just take east and put a U or an OU in front of it, and then it's west.
Only a few seconds left. Oh, there we go. They will both make their guesses. Raidman just off. He was trying to pinpoint as the timer was running out. 4,995 points from him. Kevin Kroner did see the same sign, was working in the same process, but again, like we saw last time, I think he was about 10 seconds, 15 seconds behind, which means he's just not quite as accurate in his pin placement. 4,952 points from him. But yeah, not bad from KC here, keeping it close after round one, Calamity.
Yeah, I wasn't watching his screen too closely. I was busy talking. So I don't know how long he had exactly at the point where he found the city itself. Just because he'd put us in the wrong direction from the town. We walked quite a bit to the east and then found the town. So either that, or he thought it didn't mean we're entering the town, but meant we're exiting the town, at which point, where was the town? I didn't see that in the round. But yeah, just a couple points lost there. Probably not too important. But he can't... Well, if Raidman's going to keep putting in scores like that, he can't afford... We can maybe afford one more of that sort, one more mistake like that, but another one's going to be the end.
Certainly, indeed. Let's jump into round number 2 then and see how this one goes. And another sort of, semi-rural location.
Yeah.
It looks very tropical, so Southeast Asia, something like that, Calamity?
Yeah, Kevin was already looking at a sign that had a bit of language on it, and Raidman's doing the same right now. Actually, both going the same direction again. But yeah, here's more than enough information to tell that you're in the Philippines.
And I believe Raidman has found a sign with the city and the island name on it.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin went right past it, didn't stop to look. He might regret that. Of course, he can always go back. It's pretty close to the start, so it's likely he can catch it towards the end of the round if he needs to. There was a flag there, too.
The Philippines are generally relatively nice, though, in providing you with signs that tell you the province and city that you're in. And there we go.
Philippine Mining Service Corporation. That's a really good clue. Looks like KC just collecting information here. Yet to open his map, but Raidman already trying to narrow in here on his pinpoint. He's got the road.
Yeah, pretty close already. Looks to me like Kevin, he found a lot of information, but he didn't quite know like how to assign it to anything. Like he found that mining plant or whatever it was that said Bohor, which is the island name, but it was written there in a way that you can't really tell it is. So if you don't know that it is an island, then it's probably not going to help you much until you look at a map.
Raidman has found the church where he got all his information from, so he has to work backwards from there to the actual starting location, but he's looking to close in on an ace again. Well, he didn't get one in the first round, but again overall. He's got 10 of them total coming into this week, so he's pretty good at this.
He's pretty good at this, yep.
Yeah, just second place last season, and He's not too bad at this game.
It's a fair assessment.
Yeah, not wrong. Kevin, though, seems to really be struggling. Has yet to put a pin down with 30 seconds left. I don't think he'll be even a chance to get an ace, but Raidman will.
Yeah, now is the question. Okay, he did remember seeing Bohor. I'm pretty
He's
sure
on the right coast.
he is moving towards other areas, though. His mouse.
Again, I think really it's the time. I think if he had an extra 30 seconds, he would be much better off, but just not quite quick enough.
Yeah, I think.
And he'll get a little bit lucky there, Calamity, for sure. 4,983 points. Ooh.
I think he didn't actually remember seeing that name, but it was more so that this was the only island that stood out as having a coast towards the south that was pretty straight, going west-east, and also having quite a bit of distance towards he couldn't see any other land from there. So just purely geographically, that was the only place that made sense, really. But he was anything apart from confident about that guess.
Yeah, but sometimes to get some points in Reddit League, you need a little bit of luck, and he certainly got it there. Keeps him in contention as we jump into round number 3 and more world fun.
Yep.
Desert Road.
That's an AI-made world map for you.
Yep.
Actually,
Well, I don't play them very often.
Actually going in different directions for a change.
There we go. Raidman heading east. Kevin heading west. It looks like Raidman will see the better information, at least to start here.
Yellow number plate for him there.
A big ocean to the north, so that's definitely going to help us figure out where you are if you got a big coastline.
I'm actually interested. Kevin seems to be pretty set on that direction, so I don't think we've seen anyone travel that direction for all that long yet. So I want to see if there is any information eventually on there.
Raidman does find a bit of a point of interest sign that he might be able to find if he zooms in close enough. Kevin found a very interestingly paved road, like strips of concrete mixed with dirt. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's unfortunate
there's
for him.
Something.
Until that point, it was pretty much the only thing he'd found.
Actually, I do believe that somebody was either Box or Schluty saw that sign before.
Yeah.
But, there's the town. Well, a village.
Jayapan.
Don't know how much that's going to help him. Just under a minute and a half left to go in the round. Confirming, yes, that is the ocean. Raidman here also traveling a great distance.
Yeah, I think
not too confident in his placement.
Yeah, I think Kevin just debated with himself for a good 5 to 10 seconds. Is there any point in moving further, or do I just go to the map? And he decided to go to the map. And he is in the right general area.
Yeah, he does move. I mean, kind of that northern coast really helps, and the Spanish kind of general feel of the place. You're definitely in South America. So there's only really one northern coast. Venezuela doesn't have much coverage.
And Raidman is the first who actually made it to signs that give you clearer information about where you are.
30 seconds left. Kevin is scouring the map for some clues with the pin down, and Raidman will hit a dead end, which, that's a really good clue. He's got the information now, but he doesn't have a whole lot of time left to do anything with it. Let's see how fast he can be. Pretty fast. He's in the general area, but so is... What is Kevin going? He's on a little bit of a... around the South American tour here.
A little bit of a stroll.
Yeah, I don't know what he was looking for there. Maybe just trying to alleviate some of his fears.
Yeah, the thing is... I don't think Kevin saw any yellow number plates, so there was really nothing there to fully confirm that he is in Colombia. So I think what he just did was he looked at other coastlines and checked if any of them were sort of to the north of a country in any of that area that it could possibly be. But thankfully for him, he didn't move his pin.
Yeah, but he still will lose a couple hundred points to Raidman there. 4,947 for Raidman, 4,595 for KC. So yeah, different directions. Raidman definitely seeing the better information, but again, very, very late in the round, so not a lot they can do with that.
Yeah, Raidman definitely saw the better information, but I don't think Raidman actually did anything with the information he saw. Like, I don't think it actually helped him out, because he was so low on time at that point that he just couldn't really do anything with it. So he just ended up going with landscape alone.
Yeah, I mean, he did see a flag and some names, but, just, okay, it's dry, coast, Colombia, just pick a peninsula and
yeah,
go
it
with
was
it.
mostly things he already knew anyway. So, yeah. And most of the signs, most of the towns he saw weren't really on the map either. Or at least if they were, they didn't stand out.
Okay, well, let's jump into round number 4 here. Kevin Kroner sitting at 14,530 points. Raidman, 14,942. So he's still within striking distance, Calamity, I would say.
Yep.
See how this one goes. And we've got a nice, lovely lakeside location for round 4.
Yeah. Beautiful lakeside location with no information. That rhymes.
Yeah. Do you have any ideas about just using geography? Where are we? I mean, probably somewhere in Eastern Europe, based on road kind of construction.
Yeah. It's
Mediterranean maybe with some plants and what Kevin's seen.
Yeah, usually the thing is in Reddit League with even with a 3-minute timer, you usually don't have to make guesses based on landscape alone. They're gonna find, as
There we go.
Kevin does right there, that confirms to him that we're in Turkey if he's got any sort of clue about languages at all. And so do these signs for Raidman. So you don't need to guess based on landscape.
Well, just trying to fill the void until I saw a sign, but thankfully my question alone was enough to fill the gap.
Yeah,
And language does confirm the location.
Yeah, it just based on landscape alone, it wouldn't be too clear for me where we were. You said it already, like Eastern Europe, yes. I guess technically that location in Turkey is in Asia. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see a location like this somewhere in Montenegro, Albania, or any country like that. Maybe the dirt that they're driving past right now is a bit too red for that. But yeah, apart from that, could be. And the thing is, Turkey is incredibly diverse landscape-wise.
Yes, yeah.
There's
a flag for Kevin Kroner.
Yep.
A very good indication. If he didn't know the language, he knows where we are now. Very long lake, too. But unfortunately, Turkey has quite a few large lakes.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't think you can actually tell whether it's a lake or a river from that.
Maybe, that is true. It could just be a very, very wide river.
Yeah.
They both zoom in almost the exact same location, though, Calamity, with just under 30 seconds left. So
yeah,
their instincts not far off. They're going along that coast. Ooh. Might be. That looks pretty good for Kevin Kroner. Very good instincts.
Yeah, they've placed the pins pretty much at the exact same spot.
Yeah, that's really weird. Just shows you how much these players have internalized in their many, many games of GeoGuessr when things just seem right. And, ooh, very nice. Kevin will be able to claw a few points back with that one. 4,998. He'll be kicking himself for not quite getting an ace, even though he's probably a bit lucky to get that score. Raidman, unfortunately, on the wrong part of the river/lake. 4,866 points for him. Calamity.
Yeah, you can see it here now. It is a river. But yeah, I think both were pretty lucky with that one. So I don't think either of them can be annoyed at losing a couple points here.
I think it might be a dammed river.
Potentially.
Where the it's kind of filled the gorge up a little bit to make it kind of unnaturally wide, which could give the illusion of it being a lake to begin with. But yeah, so a few points made up for Kevin Croner as we get into round 5, but not really enough. Just outside of 300 points off.
Mm.
So definitely doable, but given how much information we've got at the start, Calamity, I don't fancy his chances.
Yeah, it depends on Raidman, if Kevin's got a chance doing this. And well, he obviously has to find the place himself as well, but...
City buses aren't a bad place to look if he manages to catch one. And I believe Raidman just saw the city we're in.
Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about, by the way, in the earlier game between Boxer and Schludi. Raidman's now moving towards that bridge that you can see relatively close to the start. And going across that into the other part of town, or part of city, gives you quite a few better bits of information than staying in this little suburb that Kevin is currently going through.
He looks to be on a pretty good major highway. He will zip right past a green sign. He can eventually figure out how to where it is. Seems to elude him a little bit. There we go. That's a very good sign.
Yep.
That will confirm we are in Ecuador. He knows the city name. Boom.
Yep. And you're also
still lost in the suburbs, going for another stroll.
Yeah, the good thing for Raidman as well is that the E40 sort of goes past Guayaquil on the western side, and he also knows that he crossed a bridge to get there. So the area that he has to look for is actually pretty small, and he's already found the right place.
There you go. So with that, it looks like no matter how good Kevin can be, we'll have to unfortunately just miss out on a draw here. Definitely can't get the win now with how close Raidman is to the position. And with about 45 seconds left, he's going down to pinpointing. You should jump back to the start here to pick up these road names. Boom! How about that? And Kevin still wandering around.
Yeah, it just looks like he's just going back and forth in those streets. You can't really tell; they all look the same anyway.
And he's one of those new tourists who think it's cool to just check out all the local stuff and ignore all the popular high-end stuff. Unfortunately, that means he won't see anything very helpful. I believe he's put the pin down in the city, but I don't actually remember.
Kevin hasn't put down a pin at all.
Raidman, he hasn't. Raidman will get the ace if he doesn't. Oh, did he freeze?
I think.
What happened?
I think I remember Kevin writing on Reddit afterwards that he just spilled his coffee or something over his keyboard and stuff like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, with like 5 seconds to go.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, 10 seconds left. Maybe about 12, 13 seconds. Something happens. He doesn't move. Timer's running down.
Yep.
And there's the timeout. 0 points. That's very unfortunately. Yeah, hopefully it was a IRL mistake and not anything about the game. But, I mean, he didn't really have a chance. But really all it cost him, unfortunately for him, was his score differential.
Also,
a loss
bonus
was already
point.
pretty much in the bag. Oh yes, yeah. He definitely could have gotten a bonus point.
Yep.
He was hanging in there. So yeah, he'll be kicking himself for drinking coffee while he plays Geoguessr, I assume. But
well, you can drink it, just don't spill it.
Yeah. Be careful, everybody. Learn a lesson from Kevin here about drinking at your desk. So yeah, a bit unfortunate for him though, losing out on a bonus point as well as a possible draw. But again, Raidman, his skill proving to be a bit too much for Kevin today. Calamity.
Yeah, we were always expecting Raidman to win that. He did leave enough space with that, with those 140 points or something. I think he lost in that Turkey round, so it was possible to get a win off of him here. But you'd have to put in a perfect performance, and Kevin just couldn't do that today.
Yeah, Kevin Croner not showing us his final score. He did get 19,528. Raidman, you can see 24,808. So he will take the win by 5,280 points. Most of that coming, of course, in the very end. Yeah, so apart from that 0, he was 200 and 80 odd points off Calamity. So definitely a bit of a disappointment for him there. So
it was definitely a good round apart from that. And you'd always have to think he didn't really see the city name, I think, in that last round. So he was unlikely to 5k or anything. But I think, if I remember correctly, he needed about 4,500 points in that round to get a bonus point for his performance. And I think almost irregardless of where he would have placed his pin in Ecuador, that should have been enough.
Yeah. Well, very rough week for Kevin indeed. But thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed another cast of the Division 1 here in Reddit League. If you like what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe button on the channel so you can see more of it and you don't miss any videos to come. And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.